My name is Alina. I am 20, 9 years old. I am married. My husband's name is Elias. He is 30, 5 years old. We have been married for 5 years. We have a baby son. His name is Noah. He is 6 months old. Elias is a good husband. He works as an architect. He comes home at 6 every day. He plays with Noah. He helps me cook dinner. He makes me laugh. I love Elias. I trust him, or at least I did. 3 months ago, everything changed. One evening, Elias said, "Elena, I got a second job. I'll be working nights." I was surprised. I said, "Why, we're okay with money." Elias said, "I want to save more for Noah's future." I said, "What kind of job? Where will you work?" Elias hesitated. He said, "Just some evening work. I'll leave at 9 and come back after midnight." I asked again, "What kind of work?" Elias looked away. He said, "It's hard to explain, but don't worry, Alina. I'll be safe." Something felt strange, but I trusted him. That night at 9, Elias left. The house felt quiet and empty. Every night after that, Elias left at 9 and came home late after midnight. Every night he showered immediately when he got home. Then I started noticing things. One morning I was doing laundry. I smelled Elias's shirt from the night before. Perfume, women's perfume, sweet and floral, not mine. I do not wear perfume because it makes Noah sneeze. My heart stopped. Why does Elias's shirt smell like women's perfume? A few days later, I found a receipt in his coat pocket from an expensive French restaurant. Dinner for two, $160. The date was last Thursday, the same night Elias said he was working. My hand shook. Who did he eat with? I felt sick. That evening I wanted to ask Elias about the receipt, but I was afraid of what he might say, so I said nothing. But I started watching him carefully. Elias was always on his phone, texting, smiling at the screen. When I walked into the room, he quickly closed his phone. I said, "Who are you texting?" Elias said, "Just work stuff," but he looked nervous, guilty. One night, his phone buzzed while he was in the shower. I picked it up. A text message from a contact named D. It said, "Can't wait to see you tonight." My heart broke. When Elias came out, he was smiling. He looked happy, excited. He kissed me and left. I sat on the couch, holding Noah, crying quietly. Over the next week, more evidence appeared. Another receipt from a flower shop. 2 dozen roses, $80. Elias never bought me flowers. I also noticed Elias dressed better for his night shifts. He wore cologne, he styled his hair. My friend Maya came over. She saw my red eyes. She said, "Elena, what's wrong?" I told her everything, the perfume, the receipts, the texts. Maya said, "Elena, it sounds like he might be cheating." I shook my head, no, not Elias. But I did not believe myself any more. That night I decided to follow him. I asked my neighbor to watch Noah. At 9, Elias left. I followed his car. He drove for 25 minutes to a quiet neighborhood. He parked in front of a small house with a green door. He walked up to the door, it opened. He smiled and walked inside. I sat in my car, staring at that green door. My husband just walked into a stranger's house at 9 at night. I felt like my world was ending. I waited 2 hours. Elias didn't come out. Finally, I drove home crying. The next day, I searched the phone number from D. The name appeared Daniel Carter. I found him on social media. He looked older, around 65, thin, pale. I didn't understand. That evening I confronted Elias. "Where do you go every night?" I asked. He tried to avoid it. I shouted, "Stop lying. I followed you. Tell me who Daniel is." His face went pale. He said quietly, "Elena, Daniel is your father." I froze. My father, I had not seen him in 9 years. We had a terrible fight when I was 20. We stopped speaking. I cut him out of my life. I didn't invite him to our wedding. When Noah was born, I didn't tell him." Elias said, "3 months ago, your father contacted me. Elena, your father is dying. Stage 4 cancer. The doctors say he has maybe 2 or 3 months left." I couldn't breathe. "He wanted to see you," Elias said. "He wanted to apologize. He wanted to meet Noah, but he was afraid you would reject him. So he asked me to visit him, to tell him about you, to show him pictures of Noah." The first stared at him. "So you've been visiting my father every night?" He nodded. "The perfume is from the nurse," he explained. "The restaurant receipt was takeout. Your father wanted his favorite steak one last time. The flowers were for his room. And D?" I asked. "I saved him as D so you wouldn't see his full name and be hurt." Everything suddenly made sense. Elias opened a folder on his phone. "I recorded videos," he said, "in case one day you wanted to see him." He played one. My father appeared on the screen. He looked weak and thin. He said softly, "Elena, my beautiful daughter, I know I hurt you. I was stubborn and proud. I'm sorry. I love you. I always loved you." Elias shows me pictures of Noah. "He's perfect. I wish I could hold him. I broke down. I thought you were cheating." I whispered to Elias. He pulled me into his arms. "Never," he said. "Everything I did was for you." The next day, we drove to the house with the green door. When I walked in, I saw my father lying in a hospital bed. When he saw me, tears filled his eyes. "Elena," he said. "I'm here, Dad." I whispered. We talked for hours. We cried. We forgave each other. The next day, I brought Noah. My father held him gently and kissed his forehead. "He's perfect," he said. 2 months later, my father passed away peacefully. I was there holding his hand. The last thing he said was, "I love you. Take care of your beautiful family." At his funeral, I held Elias's hand tightly. "Thank you," I said. "You gave me the chance to say goodbye." I realized then that real love is not loud. It is quiet, patient, sacrificial. My husband's love was a secret, a beautiful, heartbreaking secret, and gave me the greatest gift of all, forgiveness. If you like this story, please like, comment, and share.